What if I told you fat isn't the enemy? For decades, we've been fed the lie that eating fat makes you fat. But what if that's completely wrong? What if some of the healthiest people in the world are eating more fat and thriving? In the next few minutes, we're busting the top 3 myths about fat wide open. And by the end, you'll never look at your plate the same way again. Fat has been villainized for years, blamed for weight gain, heart disease, and just about everything in between. But science has evolved, and it's time our thinking does too. Let's start with the biggest myth of all. Eating fat makes you fat. Sounds logical, right? But here's the truth. It's not that simple. Your body doesn't just store fat because you eat fat. It stores fat when you eat more energy than you burn, especially when that energy comes from ultra-processed carbs and sugars. Fat actually helps regulate hormones like leptin, which controls hunger. It also slows down digestion, keeping you full longer and stabilizing your energy. So when people cut fat from their diets, what usually happens? They load up on low-fat snacks, high-sugar foods, and quick carbs, and then they wonder why they're still gaining weight. Eating fat doesn't make you fat. Overeating junk does. Let's move on to myth number 2. Saturated fat is always bad for you. For years, people believed that saturated fat clogs your arteries and causes heart disease. But modern research, it tells a different story. Studies now show there's no clear link between saturated fat from whole foods and heart disease. In fact, fats from sources like eggs, butter, full-fat dairy, and grass-fed meats can be part of a healthy diet. The real danger? It's not saturated fat. It's trans fats, hydrogenated oils, and highly processed inflammatory foods. If you've been avoiding egg yolks and spreading margarine instead of butter because you think it's healthier, it's time to rethink that. Your heart and your hormones will thank you. Now for the third myth. Low-fat foods are healthier. Here's where marketing has done a number on us. When fat is removed from food, something has to be added to make it taste good. And what do food companies usually add? Sugar, starch, artificial flavorings, in other words, junk. Low-fat yogurt, low-fat peanut butter, low-fat salad dressings. These are not health foods. They're often chemical-laden sugar bombs dressed up in healthy packaging. In reality, whole-fat options made with minimal ingredients are usually the better choice. More satisfying, less processed, and way more nourishing. Here's the big reveal. Your body doesn't just tolerate fat, it needs it. Your brain is nearly 60% fat. Your hormones rely on fat to function. Every single cell in your body is made with fat. Without it, your energy crashes, your mood dips, and your health starts to break down. Eating the right fats, the kind from whole natural sources like olive oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, fatty fish, and yes, even grass-fed butter, can help you burn fat, feel better, think clearer, and stay full longer. Fat isn't the villain. In many ways, it's the hero. So, are you ready to stop fearing fat and start fueling your body the right way? Add a healthy fat to your next meal. Avocado on your toast, olive oil on your salad, maybe a few walnuts as a snack. Ditch the low-fat, high-sugar imposters and go back to real food. And if you found this eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks fat is the enemy. Because the truth is, fat doesn't make you fat. Confusion does, and now, you're no longer confused.